WWF TNT band, I thank you very much. Gets a little tougher to do as years go on. You know what I mean.
What were those words again? Tutti frutti?
Tutti frutti.
Yeah, gosh.
You like it, Alfred?
Yes, very nice. Mm-hmm.
You look resplendent.
Well, thank you. I borrowed this.
Borrowed? I see. Hey, do we have some kind of a show this week?
I would hope so.
Let's, if we don't, you'll be the first to know. No. Let's kick it off with our first guest. He is our answer to the bag lady. Please welcome Jake the Snake Roberts. That's SOP for you. Watch it, Alfred.
I don't want to sit on it.
Don't sit on the bag.
Can I get out of here?
With a little help.
Yeah. I have a question for you, Jake Roberts. Do you use that bag for any other reason except carrying a snake around?
Well, there's a few people in the audience might use that bag. Yeah, quite a few, I see. Are those with you?
Yes.
I thought so.
Oh, my.
Please.
Gene said you should see some of mine anyway.
No thanks.
I never said that, Alfred. Jake Roberts. Well, that's a different, kind of the Miami Vice look.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I'm a sin treader, not a sin
Yeah.
follower, you know.
I see. You know your underwear showing in the front?
Is that underwear,
Yeah.
huh?
I beg your pardon.
You want to see the real snake? No scales, I'm sorry.
I don't believe I would have told that one if I were you. Jake Roberts, from Madison Square Garden, recently, we caught you in action. Let's take a look. These are the highlights in the match with Ricky Steamboat, right here, joined in progress.
Not the fist. Look at him slither into the ring.
He got caught by the dragon.
And he have to take that for his slithering troubles.
Oh, reversal there by the snake.
Wow!
Stuck on
A little slither there by the dragon. Dragons can slither as well.
Suffered a severe concussion, of which is completely healed now.
Oh!
But there's still several big lumps right in the middle of his forehead, Alfred. Did you see them?
Yes, I did. And both his eyes were colored very, very badly just a day or two ago when I saw him.
Nice maneuver there by the dragon. Sorry, by the snake.
Yes, the snake is really looking very, very sharp. Ultra sharp.
Pointing over to his compadre inside the bag. Who knows what's in there?
I don't know, but he seems to have some mystical influence over those serpents. He actually had one of the snakes strike at him.
He did.
Oh, yes, and he allowed it to strike at his arm. And I don't know how he managed to...
Oh, dragon right over the top rope and draped on the apron, just luckily catching that middle rope with his right arm. Otherwise, he was down on the concrete.
Yes, he was lucky there because he looked like hitting the small of his back on the apron as well.
Nice shoulder block.
Over the top.
Beautiful high sunset flip, and look at that. Roberts hanging on to that middle rope and plants one right between the eyes of the dragon.
Really, Jake, you have to admit, a true competitor, young Ricky Steamboat.
I don't have to.
You don't have to admit
I
that?
don't have to do anything.
Well, the
See,
way
there's
things
three
look...
ways of getting to the top. See, power has all fascinated us all anyway, since the beginning of time. You can use a soft sell approach like a Ricky Steamboat does. Or you can use a factual approach where you lay it all out and say, well, these numbers add up and that's the way you get power. Or you can use it the way I do, power by force. You open their mouth, you run it down their throat, you tell them to swallow. If they don't like the taste, that's too bad, and that's just the way I am.
I don't think I particularly care for your philosophy of life.
Really? You know, I have morals, but the morals that I have fit me. They fit what I do. If I do something, I can make it right in my own mind. I don't have to make it right in yours because I'm not trying to make you happy.
That's quite obvious.
Oh, yeah. But you see, you can tell by the smile that I wear on my face that I haven't been a child for a long time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like the bird, when the bird flies, the nest is empty. Do you understand that?
How about this one? There is never a bird that flies so high that it doesn't have to come down for water. Put that one in your book.
Oh, excuse me.
Are you going to show me your snake or not this week? I want
really
to
want to see it?
I want to see your snake.
Do you want to hold it?
Are you jerking my chain? Of course I don't want to hold it. Let's see the snake.
Let's see the snake. Come here.
This is kind of right down the Bemis here. Watch it, Alfred.
You know,
You never know where that thing's
some
been.
people don't think I'm big enough to get the job done. You know? But you know something about the snake is when you grab a hold of it, sometimes it will grow. You got that?
I got that. Wait a minute.
Come here, baby.
Cockamamie thing. Get it away. Oh, wait.
He just wants a snack, Gene.
Get it.
Come here. Alfred,
him
come
outta
on
here.
back.
No.
Come here. Would you do this, Alfred? Come on.
Oh. You. Roberts, you've got to be kidding.
Yeah. Come on, baby.
You know, you've got to be a bit demented anyway, even to mess around with those things.
Why?
It's not like a dog or a cat,
Oh,
pal.
no. This one doesn't bark, I have to admit. You must have been a brain surgeon before you got this job. Come on, baby.
Rhodes Scholar.
Road Scholar, what road were you going?
We're going to have some questions and answers from our studio audience as TNT continues with Jake the Snake Roberts. Don't go away. Here we are back again. We're going to get some questions for our special guest this week, Jake the Snake Roberts. Ease up on that couch, Jake. Got a few more TNTs to do. A question for Mr. Roberts.
Yes, when are you gonna put that Ricky Steamboat out of his misery? Get him out of here.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing, Ricky Steamboat. See, I'm gonna wind up treating Ricky Steamboat just like I would a woman. The first time around, it's okay. The second time, if she's really good, you know what I mean? But the third time, come on, my man, he's just a piece of flesh to me, you know what I mean?
I don't know if I particularly care for that analogy. Excuse me, I have a question for you. Who's your barber?
Myself.
That figures. Keep it up with the Mets, right?
Yeah.
Good. Anybody with a question? Yes, come on in. Might want to pull your skirt down there, lady. Go ahead.
What's up, buddy? Yeah, what do you think of Dick Slater coming into the WWF? You've heard of the man before?
Oh, yeah, I know him. As far as what I think of him coming here, there's losers everywhere, man. You should know you're wearing pants.
We should be looking at one, I guess.
We could be looking at one. That's your comment?
There, yeah.
Little editorial comment.
You know,
Anybody else over? Oh, yes, sir. Distinguished-looking gentleman with a mustache. Where are the rest of your clothes, pal?
Jake, what'd you feed him today?
nothing today.
Yesterday.
Nothing.
The day before.
Nothing.
Normally, what does the snake eat?
Chickens, rabbits, small children.
All right.
No, there's some things even a snake won't eat.
Oh, please. Lord Alfred, are you getting nervous over there by any chance?
Extremely.
Extremely nervous?
Yeah.
It figures. Oh, my dear. Watch it.
I like to have fun, too.
Any questions for the snake?
Yeah, would you ever consider a match with the Snake and Ricky Dragon's creature feature?
Sure, that wouldn't cost me any pain, now would it? You see, I treat people as objects, not as humans. As far as his creature, hey, everybody likes to play games.
What is this, Roberts? First it's a piece of flesh, and now it's an object. What's going on with you?
Flesh is object, isn't it? I mean, to me, the only thing that matters in life is myself, because I believe in myself. I believe in nobody else. I cast my own rules. I play my own game. Some people want to play a game. Some people want to watch a game. I can control the game with one move, and that move is the DDT.
I will tell you one thing, Jake Roberts, it is quite apparent. You truly are hung up on yourself. We thank you for joining us this week. Next up, George the Animal Steel as TNT continues. All right, our upcoming guest certainly has eyes for this lady, as many people do in professional wrestling circles. She is on the front cover of the brand new World Wrestling Federation magazine. And, of course, she is Miss Elizabeth. Isn't she a sweetheart?
She's adorable, but be careful.
Be careful?
Yes, 2 reasons. Both of them are macho man.
I would concur. You know, sometime back here on TNT, Lord Alfred, as you recall, we had an opportunity to spend a little time on the couch, if you will, with George the Animal Steele. And the attending physician was none other than Dr. Sigmund Ziff. And I want to refresh some memories because George has made remarkable progress. I don't think totally because of Mr. Ziff or Dr. Ziff. Take a look at this right here.
Boy, looking around, back in Dr. Sigmund Ziff's office, and a few more degrees here on the walls than we were here before, Mr. Albano. And what exactly have you asked the good doctor to do today?
Well, I've asked the doctor to put George under this special treatment. It's a shock therapy treatment, and he believes that he can bring George.
Wait a minute. Excuse me. You, Dr. Sigmund Ziff, are going to administer shock treatment?
It's going to be the most shocking thing that you ever saw. And that is good. Bring out the animal, bring him back to intelligence. I will raise the level of intelligence to the brink and beyond to genius.
And you're going to allow this doctor to perform shock treatment on your man?
The doctor was highly recommended to me, and I believe that the doctor can do it. I have complete confidence in the doctor, and I'm going to trust the brain of George Steele, the medulla oblongata. I'm going to trust that in the hands of Dr. Sigmund Ziff. Go ahead, doctor. Do your stuff.
George, I have for you a surprise. A little hat. George, what I'm going to put it... No, don't worry. George, one thing. Watch the watch. Watch the watch. You're watching the watch. The watch. You see the watch. Clickety, 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 click. He's under. Okay. Now, very quietly, very quietly, we're putting on this hat. It's a good size 9.5.
You've got to be kidding me, Mr. Albano.
No, easy, Mr. McMahon, easy. Watch this, Vince.
Ready? We turn the machine. And now we monitor him.
He knows what he's doing.
George, I give you a little bit of shock treatment. Just a little
Wait a minute, look at that.
That's coming up, George. You feel wonderful. George, look at the intelligence in his eyes. The bubbling is coming up. It's coming up. It's working. Wonderful. Wait. It's working out. Oh, George, you're smiling. Intelligent smile, George. Say, George, animal. Say something. Animal. We got it! It's coming! George, I speak to you, George! You wonderful, George! I feel so good! Now I give you more of the treatment. Up. They're coming. Say something intelligent. Say something intelligent now, George.
How now, brown cow?
Oh, it's getting I give him more. I take him up to the moon.
You sure he's going to give him more?
Up and away! It's going! It's higher! It's good! It's coming! It's wonderful! It's coming! What's happening? What, George? You
better cut that off, Doctor.
George!
Wait, Doc!
Oh,
Wait, Doc!
George, say
hey! Wait, Doc!
Hey! Come on!
Hey, Doc!
Hey!
Why, you quack, you!
Yes, me?
What have you done? You quack, you animal doctor, you veterinarian!
I have 3 degrees
Look what you did!
Wait a minute.
From Boston College, and I get the 3rd degree from the...
You got a degree from nothing!
Dr. Ziff should be working on Ted Bundy. Really?
What's that hat?
Well, I don't know. It was an apparatus that was used to shock. Our next guest. Please welcome back to TNT, George the Animal Steele. I can assure you... Snake? Where is Lou?
Captain Eat.
Captain... He's into the groceries, is he, George?
Fat.
Yes. George, do you remember Dr. Sigmund Ziff? That didn't work out too well, did it, George? Oh.
Captain say.
Yes?
Doctor. Like Adrian.
Oh, no. A little light in his loafers, is he?
Different.
Different? If he's like Adrian, I guarantee you he's different. You know, Lord Alfred, you were here on TNT a year ago this past July when all of this happened.
Yes.
Do you think George has made remarkable progress?
I think he's made fantastic progress. Sometimes he
Nice.
Not on the knee, George.
sometimes he speaks quite long sentences and makes a lot of sense, even with one word.
It's kind of like Frank Gifford, right? Talk less, say more. No, just kidding. Just kidding. George, Elizabeth, this lovely lady here. Did you see her on the cover of the new World Wrestling Federation magazine?
Captain, say.
Pretty.
Forget.
Forget?
Captain, eat. I know forget.
You see what I mean, James?
You do make a lot of sense
Right.
now that I think about it. Are we still on the air? We are. Okay. More of George the Animal Steel right here when we come back with more TNT. Thank you very much. While we were away, George the Animal Steel's emotions perhaps became a little high, and matter of fact, he's in the men's room. We lost him, is what I'm trying to say.
Is he coming back?
I hope so.
Who can
I hope
tell?
he-
Who can
knows? I think we better proceed, however. Special guests at this time. One of the great managers in the World Wrestling Federation, Fred Blassie, and at his side, the newest manager to arrive here in the World Wrestling Federation. Please welcome Fred and Slick. Everybody's got a gimmick these days. Gentlemen, please sit down. Fred Blassie, you brought this gentleman, Slick, into the World Wrestling Federation as a manager. I want to know the financial details of your get-together, of your agreement.
You're like everybody else. Very curious. You know, these pencil neck geeks out here, they come up with a bunch of asinine remarks. But these guys here, they make about $700-800 a week. And they get by on that. I don't know how they do it. But those are pencil neck geeks up there. They're saying, well, he paid $1,000, $2,000. Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik are the greatest commodity in the business today.
Have you managed professional wrestlers before, Slick?
I most certainly have, sir.
Have you managed girls before?
You see, you know, this guy's, you know, that's typical of an American, you know. This guy's smart aleck, you know. It's good to be smart, but not a smart aleck. Hey, let me tell you something. You know what? If your mom had known that you were gonna grow up to be a bald-headed man, she'd have killed you when you was a baby.
Mom, I apologize. Truly. Fred and Slick, stand by, because certainly you're involved with one Hercules Hernandez, one of the true superstars here in the World Wrestling Federation. Let's join action in progress. Hercules Hernandez versus Tony Atlas.
Meanwhile, there's a war going on in this ring between Hernandez and Atlas. Right now, Hernandez has got the upper hand on Tony Atlas. Atlas seems to be hurt, and I'll tell you, as we expected, this is going to be a hard-fought match.
Hercules Hernandez with Tony Atlas. Atlas back on his feet, maybe not for long. Elbow right on the butt of the jaw. Uh-oh, better watch it. The Slickster's out there with the... Hercules just all over Atlas.
Can't count Atlas out, though.
Trying to get himself up. Ooh, with a right hand by Hernandez, and it hardly phased Atlas. Block, right hand by Atlas. All right, Atlas. Headbutt. The Slickster's going wild. Atlas setting up Hernandez. Ooh, downstairs he goes. Atlas with Hernandez. Oh, what a suplex. That could do it.
What a
Cover that
suplex.
man. No. Doesn't want to cover it. Headbutt by Atlas. Slick is going nuts. Headbutt again. Outside, Hernandez. The Slickster seeing his investment go right down the drain. Atlas with a handful of hair. Oh, he's going to bring him in. Oh, my goodness, did you see that? Oh, no, it can't.
Well, I think we can quickly see, Slick, what kind of a manager you're going to be here in the World Wrestling Federation. What is the nature, specifically, Mr. Blassie, of your agreement with Slick?
Well, Slick and I met. We had a go-between come between us. You know what I'm talking about? And then he said,
No.
"Meet me in my."
A go-between.
You mean you're not following us?
Start over again.
All right, a go-between came between us, and he said, "Now you meet me in my office." So Slick and I, we met there, and we had two people sitting there as witnesses, and we both signed the contract, and that was it.
You trust this man, I'm presuming, Slick?
This is the most honorable gentleman I've ever met in my entire illustrious... Why don't you people shut your mouth? In my illustrious life. Look at him.
Maybe in Russia.
I call him the Duke of Dignity.
The Duke of Dignity.
That's right.
Wow. Say, excuse me, Slick. Did I see you driving a pink Cadillac in Detroit?
See, there he goes again, you understand?
He keeps making these snide remarks. You know, you don't know Gene as long as I know him, but you don't pay attention to him. He's got a very, very fertile mind. You know what? Where fertile comes from, don't you?
Yeah,
Being fertile.
Hey, he's probably the kind of guy that wears the Fruit of the Loom backwards.
Can you do me a favor, Slick? Could you write that down on paper for me? And then burn it? Lord Alfred, what do you make of this man? You've seen a number of managers here in the World Wrestling Federation.
I'd have to say that he's made some good choices, and I'd have to say that dealing with Fred Blassie, he couldn't have chosen a more astute manager. I always let personal feelings and feelings about people's character fade into obscurity when I'm talking about their wrestling know-how, and Blassie certainly has it, and Slick will learn a lot from him.
You're too kind, Alfred. You're way too kind.
Why?
Truthful man.
You're supposed to be impartial out here. I've seen a lot of the runs you've been having lately with some of the other managers. You know, and I don't approve of your tactics.
I don't have any problems with you, Fred, when it comes right down to it.
Is that? We're not that far down. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. I still, you know, you haven't given me a clear-cut answer.
How much more clear do you want me to say it than I told you?
Are you going to co-manage all of these men?
What co-manage?
Forget it. We're going to be right back with the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov as TNT continues. Don't go away. Continuing conversation with Slick and Fred Blassie, who, of course, everybody's aware of surgery you had as a young child, Fred. A charisma bypass, I recall.
As I said before, you have very fertile brain. And you know what makes things grow? What fertile is good for, don't you?
Thanks, Fred. Let's welcome right now the team that this this team manages. I guess that's appropriate. Please welcome former tag team champions Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. Well, gentlemen, I've talked with Blassie and Slick, but Iron Sheik, what do you think of having these two men now manage you instead of one?
Well,
go right ahead.
every intelligent American from Hollywood, California, to the Mr. Jafari Tehran, Iran, to the Ricky Doze. Everybody know my manager, Mr. Blassie. But recently, Mr. Blassie is very busy, and it's our pleasure to the Slake intelligent American man come our new manager, and it's very our pleasure because Slake is very, very good man, but necessary is very intelligent for us. Am I right, Nicola?
That's right, Sheik.
What about it, Nikolai? Is that right?
Well, Slick proved himself the last couple of months that he was very good. He was very quick thinking.
Yeah, he certainly proved that.
Yes, good looking.
Good looking?
Yeah. And you can say that Mr. Freddie and Fred Blassie as Slick, there's only two Americans we can trust.
I know that he has managed before. As a matter of fact, I mentioned earlier, I think there was a couple of ladies he might have. I better not get into that. We've got some action coming up. Now, I noticed that Blassie and Slick are in your corners continually. Is this something we're going to be seeing a lot of in the future?
That's right.
Let's take a look at you in action right now up the ring against the Killer Bees. We'll join that in progress.
This one, now right there outside the ring, that's the teamwork you talked about. The Iron Sheik referee didn't see it. Quick knee to the back of B. Brian Blair, but Blair trying for a body slam and couldn't pick him up. And it almost cost the Killer Bees the match.
That's right, he was able to kick out, luckily for the Killer Bees. Here comes the Iron Sheik with those dreaded boots. Now it's the Sheik in there. Clothesline. And down goes B. Brian Blair. Look at that.
Wow.
That's uncalled for.
That is just...
That is totally uncalled for.
No place for that. Just trying to degrade his opponent. But perhaps there again, psychologically hoping to get B. Brian Blair so angry that he forgets everything else, all he's taught, and just goes wild, may make a mistake. Up, hard back body drop.
Big backdrop in there by the Iranian Sheik.
Now there, a little assist from that man at ringside as the Iron Sheik saw it and went over to talk to him, take exception with the waving of the flag.
Look at this, tremendous suplex.
Oh, my. Slick, if I may, you know, you have here Volkov and the Sheik being former World Tag Team Champions. What do you think, in your mind, you can do to get these people back up into that #1 position?
Well, let me tell you something. Mr. Blassie and myself are constantly engaging in strategy sessions and tactic sessions, and we're going to lead these two gentlemen right back to the title that they rightfully own. And you could say that we have embarked upon a rescue mission. We're going to rescue the most prestigious tag team title, that's the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship, away from those blithering idiots, the British Bulldogs. And you can bank on that, baby.
Right.
Very, very intelligent American.
You're absolutely right.
Very articulate.
Jinmin, you know, if he was not intelligent, no, he'd never come to the WWF toughest, roughest area in the world to be the manager for the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov. He have to be smart.
Right. Well, of course. Nikolai, if I could just make a comment about your clothing.
About my clothing?
What do you think of it, Fred? Is this something you got to...
How come you make derogatory remarks about Nikolai Volkov's clothes? What's wrong with those clothes?
Well, Fred, if you see nothing wrong with the clothes?
No, I don't see a darn thing wrong with them.
I think he's way ahead of his time between you and I. Does it bother you at all that Nikolai dresses like that, Sheik?
Well, I'm sick and tired about it myself, but it's a custom in the whole country. What do you think, people? everybody's this is a custom of the country. Don't make fun of my party.
I'm not making fun of it. Yes, Slick.
Different strokes for different folks, and you know that.
I know that. That's a very different stroke, however. Oh, out of curiosity, Sheik, how is Claude?
Oh, pretty good. Everything.
Clyde,
right.
Clyde.
Right. Everything.
That's his camel, Clyde. I think everybody's aware of that.
Right.
Is he still laying down on the job? Huh? You don't want to say anything about
No.
Forget Clyde.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Freddie Blassie, I've got to believe that you put this entire thing together, and I'm not underestimating Slick, yourself, Volkov, or the Sheik. And I'm certain that someday, perhaps, you will once again, gentlemen, be the tag team champions of the world.
Without a doubt. They are still a world tag team champions. They never lost the title.
Lord Alfred, that's not true.
They're the uncrowned world champions right now today. And all the people want to see these two men be the champions. Because
We are the best.
I said it before and I'll say it again. What you have here is a congregation of sophistication.
I understand, gentlemen, that you have a special guest that's going to be joining us here momentarily. Is that true?
That's right. He's going to be my little pet.
Your little pet?
Yes.
I don't think I'd touch that with a 10-foot pole. You're right. Nikolai. Slick, Freddie, Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov. Stay with us because we've got more TNT coming up. Don't go away. Okay, we're running out of couch space here. We may have to upgrade on that a little later on, Nelson. As promised, a special guest, Nikolai Volkov. I don't know what to expect. Welcome him back, if you would, please. Nikolai? Beautiful. You threw a real curve at me. Here you go, boy.
Hey, nice, James.
So good to see you.
Yeah, beautiful.
What in the world? What is this, Nikolai?
That's a nice Russian bear.
Have him grab a seat right here.
Sit down.
It's not the worst piece of copy that we've had.
That's right.
There you go. How big is that bear? Sit down, Nikolai.
He's just a baby.
Yeah, I hope he's housebroken. Slick, what do you make of this bear?
Big. Well, I tell you, Mean G, one good thing I can say about the bear, he had enough sense to be born black.
Ooh.
Hey, later on, I'll get together with him and teach him how to do the moonwalk.
You're gonna teach the bear how to do the moonwalk.
Right.
Very good, Slick.
Is that a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Gotta look fast.
You're gonna have to look faster than that. Well, now we've seen Clyde, of course, the Iron Sheik's camel. What's the name of this bear?
Sadu.
What?
Sadu.
That sounds very Russian.
Yeah.
That is a Russian bear, of course.
Yes.
Sabutsky.
Watch how fast he moves.
I don't know. You better check. You've only got 3 fingers left on that one hand. Is this something you keep around the house?
Yeah.
You keep him around the house?
Yeah. He's trained. He's very trained. He's very clean, as you can see. He don't smell.
Yeah? Is he housebroken?
Yes.
Iron Sheik, how do you feel about this?
Well, all country, whatever, if you want to get it stronger, we used to practice with the bear. That's because they call my partner the Russia bear, Nikolai Volkov. Because practice with bear, you know what happened after that?
No, what?
You want to know everything, don't you?
Yeah, I'd like to know.
5 years? 2 days.
2 days.
Oh, 5 years and 2 days. Oh, it's 2 years old. Okay, we've got that cleared up. I think you're doing a little Thank goodness Fred Blassie isn't feeding this thing. It'd be starving.
Why, you pencil neck geek, you? What are you talking about? He'd be starving. Take a look at the two greatest wrestlers in the world today, Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. Now co-managed by Slick here and myself. What are you talking about?
You could stand to skip a meal yourself, Blassie.
Is that right? Hey.
Well, I don't know.
You're growing right out of your hair.
Yeah, real good. Real good. Well, Slick, is this going to be part of your so-called family from here on out?
This is a part of our organization. I don't know. Man, you know, the bear looks intelligent to me. I mean, he's got more sense than you do. He's got enough sense to sit there and keep quiet, you know?
It's a lovely bear. Lord Alfred, how would you like to have this hanging around the house?
I wouldn't, you know, but what I would like to know is, does the Sheiks have they practice with bears? Is that a wrestling bear?
Exactly, Mr. Lord. Yes, sir. Yeah.
You know yourself that all bears are natural wrestlers. They automatically, when you go into a bear, they stand up on their hind legs and they come right into you. Don't they know? They teach you that
Slick,
over in England.
Fred Blassie, the Iron Sheik, Nikolai Volkov, and Sudak, or whatever your name is. Thank you. We're going to be right back with more TNT. Job well done. Thank you, the boys in the band. Nikolai Volkov, obviously, by the looks of things, that the bear has been on a couch before. Come on. Back seat of a 53 Chevrolet. No, just kidding. Beautiful. It's very, very good. What does he see back there? Does he like trees?
Trees, yeah.
I like trees. In Russia, the bear eats trees.
Yeah.
That's good. Gentlemen, Slick, really a pleasure having you on TNT for the very first time, and welcome to the World Wrestling Federation.
Thank you, sir. And I want to make a very serious note. These two gentlemen are destined to regain the tag team championship. That's a promise.
All right. Thank you, Slick. Fred Blassie, always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Fred?
Yep.
Excuse me, did I wake you up?
No, I'm just watching the bear. He's got better movements than you. I've watched you once or twice in a hotel. You know what I'm talking about? Put the peak on you.
Give me a break. Yes, Iron Sheik, always pleasure to see you, sir.
Thank you very much. I mean, every intelligent American that rushes to see that
Number one.
Look at us.
Russia number one, Iran number one. There you are. Take a look at your own.
Nikolai Volkov, I thank you very much. Your friend, for Lord Alfred Hayes, this is Mean Gene Okerlund and the entire gang here at TNT saying, we'll see you around the corner. So long.